My wife was lying on the hospital bed, faking her death. I went straight up and slapped her hard twice. Then I called the organ donation department, planning to give her a heartfelt love donation. In my past life, I was too busy grieving. I drank water handed to me by my wife's best friend, then passed out for 3 days and 2 nights. When I woke up, my wife had already been cremated. Before I could even feel sad, debt collectors came knocking. That's when I found out my wife owed over 10 million in debt before she died. They not only took both my kidneys, but also forced me to work 24 hours a day to pay off the debt. In just 10 years, I looked like I was over 80. Right then, my wife, who'd been dead for 10 years, drove by in a luxury car, arm in arm with her lover. She smiled and threw $100 at me, saying, "Thanks for your sacrifice." I couldn't catch my breath and died on the spot. When I opened my eyes again, I was back to the day my wife had her heart attack. Looking at my wife lying there under a white sheet, I smirked to myself, "Since you want to die, I'll help you." My wife's best friend, Wang Manyun, kept pushing me to drink water. I snapped out of it and looked at her. Last time, I passed out right after drinking that water. I'm almost 100% sure that water was spiked, just so I'd miss Liu Ruyan's cremation. I put down the glass. Ignoring Wang Manyun's protests, I walked over to Liu Ruyan's bed. I lifted the sheet. Liu Ruyan's face was rosy and her breathing seemed steady. It's just that last time I was too sad, too stupid to notice. I raised my hand and slapped Liu Ruyan hard across the face. She didn't move at all, probably sedated so she wouldn't get caught. Wang Manyun screamed, thinking I'd figured out Liu Ruyan was faking. "Brother-in-law, you can't be this harsh even if you're angry." I kept hitting Liu Ruyan all over her body. Seeing Wang Manyun about to lose it, I pretended to be heartbroken and cried out, "I told you not to stay up late to get checkups. Why didn't you listen? You're leaving me behind. What am I supposed to do?" Wang Manyun swallowed hard and just stood there stunned. I couldn't be bothered with her. I took out my phone and made a call. "Yeah, I'd like to donate some organs. She just died. Come quick." Wang Manyun wanted to stop me, but because of her position, she just quickly sent a text instead. The organ donation team arrived in just a few minutes. I put on a devastated face. My wife was always a kind person. Her sudden death, I want her life to continue to help more people. "Sir, you're a good man. On behalf of those families, thank you. Which organs would you like to donate?" I sighed and said, "My wife died of a sudden heart attack. I don't know which organs can still be used. Just cut her open, see what's usable, and take it. If nothing's usable, then donate her body to a med school as a cadaver." "No, brother-in-law. Ruyan never wanted to donate her organs. She told me. We have to respect her last wish." "Manyun, I'm Ruyan's husband. I can make this decision. You're just a close friend with no blood relation. Who gets to decide? You know the answer. And every minute you block this, the organs rot a little more. You're a doctor yourself. Don't you want to save lives?" The organ donation staff chimed in. "Yeah, Dr. Wang, please step aside." There's no way Wang Manyun would step aside. She was freaking out. I just called her mom. You at least have to let her see Ryan one last time. Liu Ruyan's mother, Du Xiaomin, rushed in anxiously, still wearing hair curlers. Guess she was in the middle of a salon visit. She saw Liu Ruyan still intact on the bed, sighed in relief, then slapped me across the face. "What good are you? Ruyan married you, and what bad luck did she get? My daughter died because of you, and now you want to cut her open? Anyone touches a hair on her, I'll kill their whole family. No donation. Go ruin someone else." The organ donation team felt bad, but they had no choice but to leave. Wang Manyun finally relaxed, picked up the white sheet, and covered Liu Ruyan. Du Xiaomin sat on the couch and started cursing me out again. "You piece of trash! Your own wife dies and you're not even sad. Instead of just cremating her and letting her rest in peace, you want to turn her into a cadaver? You want to be a good person, donate your own organs. Go die right now, I'll donate every part of you." I covered my face and sighed heavily. "Mom, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I just wanted to—" "You wanted to what? No! Get out of here right now, I'm taking my daughter to the crematorium myself." I shut up immediately. Acting timid, I handed her the glass of water that Wang Manyun had given me earlier. Du Xiaomin didn't suspect a thing. She was already thirsty from being so tense and yelling nonstop, so she downed it in one gulp. Wang Manyun couldn't stop her in time. Within 2 minutes of drinking it, Du Xiaomin passed out. Wang Manyun's sweat had just dried, but now it came pouring back. She stammered, Brother-in-law, you're not trying to donate her organs again, are you?" I shook my head and laid Du Xiaomin flat on the couch. "Of course not. Mom said no, so I won't do it anymore." Wang Manyun breathed a sigh of relief. Auntie suddenly collapsed. "It might be serious. You should take her to the ER. Let me handle Ruyan's cremation." Hearing that, I gave her a knowing smirk and said, "Actually, it's the other way around. You're the doctor. You should take care of the patient. I'm Ruyan's husband, so it makes more sense for me to arrange the cremation, don't you think?" Then I called the crematorium directly and told them to come right away. Wang Manyun was running around like a headless chicken, desperately trying to wake Du Xiaomin up. But no matter how hard she shook her, Du Xiaomin was out cold like a log. Finally, when the crematorium staff took Liu Ruyan away, Wang Manyun couldn't take it anymore. She grabbed my sleeve, her voice cracking. "Brother-in-law, I think I just saw Ruyan move. Maybe we can still save her." I shoved the death certificate in her face. "Manyun, think carefully before you speak. If Ruyan is actually alive right now, what responsibility does this hospital have? What responsibility do you have? That's murder. That's criminal negligence. I don't know if this hospital can stay open, but you're definitely going to jail, so think again. Did you really see Ruyan move?" Wang Manyun was at her wit's end, having no idea how to argue back. I let out a cold laugh and pulled my hand away from hers. Then I followed the crematorium van. Wang Manyun gasped, then quickly picked up her phone and started making calls. I looked at Liu Ruyan lying on the stretcher, couldn't help but laugh, until I noticed her fingers seemed to twitch. Guess she knew she was about to be cremated, and the anesthesia was wearing off. She was starting to wake up. "Sir, please step on it. My mother-in-law is trying to steal my wife's body for organ donation, but I just want her to leave whole." The driver nodded. Then he slammed the gas pedal. In my past life, when I ran into Liu Ruyan on the street, 10 years later, her face barely changed, almost no trace of time. I threw myself in front of her car, wanting to make sure it was her, wanting to tell her how much I'd missed her all those years. Liu Ruyan squinted, took a long time to barely recognize me, and smiled. "Oh, it's you. It's only been 10 years. Why do you look older than my grandpa?" At that time, I was hoarse and hunched over, definitely didn't look like I was only 50. I stammered, "Aren't you dead?" She said, "I faked my death to get rid of you, ha 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 ha." She didn't finish, but I got it. If she'd just asked for a divorce, I would have agreed. But that would mean splitting her assets, and she'd be seen as a cheating gold digger. But faking death? Different story. Stick me with all the debt, transfer everything away, change her identity, and get together with Jibota without a care. I was too angry to speak. But Liu Ruyan seemed happy to keep talking, grinning at me. "Actually, back at the hospital, I could hear everything you said. The sound of you crying, I've never forgotten it. I'm really curious, how does a grown man cry like a honking goose? Ha 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 ha. So funny, ha 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 ha." I clutched my chest and collapsed under all that laughter. Jibota yelped, "Honey, is he trying to pull an insurance scam? Let's get out of here." Liu Ruyan also cursed the bad luck, then drove off without a second thought for me. The last thing I remember is their car driving away, then everything went dark. Now, looking at Liu Ruyan's young, pretty face, I leaned down on her chest and listened to her steady heartbeat. I poured out everything I didn't get to say in my past life. "I know you're not dead. Wei Chang'an cheated on you long ago, and you two staged all this just to run off together. Leave me to pay the debts, but I don't hate you. I'll respect your wish. Since you want to be dead, I'll send you to be cremated pronto. I know you can hear me right now, but I don't know if you feel pain. I hope you do. That way you can personally experience cremation. You might be the first person ever cremated alive." Liu Ruyan's fingers trembled slightly. She couldn't move, but tears ran down her face. I wiped her tears and said, "Don't cry yet. You'll have plenty of time to cry once you're inside the incinerator."
等下进了焚化炉，你再哭也来得及呢。
My phone kept buzzing, calls from Wang Manyun and Du Xiaoman. But hey, I'm just a poor guy who lost his wife. Totally normal that I can't answer the phone, right? Thanks to the driver's pedal to the metal style, a 30-minute trip took only 20 minutes. But the crematorium was busy today. Liu Ruyan's turn was at least an hour away. I frowned, found the manager, then changed my expression and started crying on cue. My wife died of a sudden heart attack. My mother-in-law fainted and is in the hospital. I have to get back fast. Please let my wife go first. I don't want to lose my mother-in-law too. The manager, seeing a cremation line cutter for the first time, said, "I get you're in a hurry, but others have been waiting too. Can't just let you cut in." That's what he said, but he made a hand gesture, clearly hinting for money. I got it, pulled out my phone and transferred him 2,000 yuan right away. "Brother, please help me out. I'm an orphan. My wife and mother-in-law have been so good to me." I really can't lose my mother-in-law too. The manager was moved by my sincerity, so Liu Ruyan jumped the line. Less than 10 minutes later, she was pushed into the incinerator. Just as the worker was about to hit the button, I stopped him. I can't let him be the killer. I want to do it myself. After I insisted, the worker let me press the button. But right then, the door burst open with Du Xiaoman and Wang Manyun's frantic voices. "Stop! Don't press it! Stop! Push my daughter out! Brother-in-law, wait! Auntie has something to say to Ruyan! Get lost. I won't let you cremate my daughter. I'll do it myself." Even at this point, they were still trying to keep the fake death plan alive. I knelt on the ground, heartbroken. "Mom, Ruyan is gone. Let her rest in peace. I'm her husband. I would never hurt her." Our shouting match drew a crowd. The workers looked at each other. What kind of soap opera is this? The crematorium isn't a stage. Then one worker reached for the button again. Wang Manyun and Du Xiaoman lunged at him like wild animals, faces twisted. Startled, the worker jumped aside. Wang Manyun and Du Xiaoman couldn't stop their momentum and slammed straight onto the button. "Mr. Lin, just because someone died doesn't mean their debt disappears. You're the primary heir. You have to pay this back." I never said I wouldn't. "Here's 2 million. Consider this a goodwill gesture. Part of the interest up front. I'll handle the rest of the debt by taking over Liu Ruyan's company and legally pledging the equity back to you. But there's one condition. Du Xiaoman, Liu Ruyan's mother, and that guy Jibota, they might still be sitting on some of Ruyan's hidden money. They're spreading rumors everywhere, accusing me of murder, trying to dodge the inheritance this way. If they succeed, you won't get a single cent." What Mr. Lin is saying is, don't let them mess with my daily life, and while you're at it, let them taste what it's like to be hounded by debt collectors. Since they want evidence, I'll let them drown in a swamp of debt first. Liu Ruyan's company is called Ruyan Trading. Fancy name, but it's really a dirty shell company. First day taking over, I brought 12 big security guys. The financial director, Wang Qin, who's also Wang Manyun's cousin, was standing there holding documents, pale as a ghost. "Mr. Lin, this isn't really standard procedure. Mr. Liu just left and you're already firing us old employees so publicly? Standard procedure. Embezzling 380,000, ripping up incoming invoices. Director Wang, do you want to talk procedure with me or discuss life with the Economic Investigation Unit? I'll give you half an hour." Copy every single email and transaction record between Liu Ruyan and Ji Boda from your computer. Do it right, and that 380,000 is your severance. Screw it up, and you can go join your cousin in prison. In less than 20 minutes, I had everything I wanted. That included proof that Liu Ruyan illegally transferred assets to Ji Boda, plus the digital contracts for overseas properties they bought together. This was stuff Liu Ruyan had planned to use as leverage to restart her life after faking her death. Now it's become the knife I'm using to charge them with fraud and asset transfer. The sky was overcast. I stared at the numbers jumping in my bank account, feeling nothing inside. Liu Ruyan's fixed assets, the digital assets in her cold wallet, plus the equity from the restructured company, totaled over 50 million. And that 10 million in debt, under my management, it got reclassified as Liu Ruyan's personal fraudulent debt. Since the person is deceased, and her assets have been liquidated to cover debts, the remaining bad debt was all dumped onto Du Xiaomin, the guarantor. This is the final gift I gave her. Hey, honey. Thanks for everything. Now I've got money, a house, a company. I'll try my best to live it up. Even more than you did in your last life. I got dead drunk, passed out right on the sofa. Until the next day, I was woken up by knocking. I rubbed my pounding hangover headache and opened the door. Outside were Wang Manyun and Du Xiaomin, plus a guy who looked a few years older than me. Probably Ji Boda, the guy I'd seen in my past life. His face was full of grief and anger. He was holding a little boy around 6 or 7. The kid looked a lot like Liu Ruyan. Could it be that this is Liu Ruyan's secret son with him? No wonder she didn't want kids after we got married. So she'd already had a child with Ji Boda long ago. All 3 of them looked sad, with heavy dark circles, and a few police officers were behind them. Officer, it's this guy. He cremated my daughter while she was still alive. Arrest him right now. Cremate him too. Let him taste what it's like. Let her taste it. I'd already expected this drama. Just didn't think it would come this fast. I pretended to sigh helplessly and said, Mom, can you please stop joking like that? Then I pulled out the death certificate. Officer, this is my wife's death certificate. My mother-in-law can't accept my wife's passing. She might be having some mental issues. This looks fine. I sighed and continued. My wife and I were married for 3 years. We had a really good relationship. I knew she wouldn't want her body to rot, so I had her cremated right away. Did I do something wrong? Du Xiaomin clutched her chest tightly. You're lying! My daughter was sick of you, you worthless piece of crap. If Boda hadn't been unable to get a divorce back then, Ruyan never would have married you out of spite. You did this on purpose. You cut in line to get her cremated, just to steal my daughter's inheritance and company. I called her company people yesterday, I confirmed it. What excuse do you have left? I put on a look of total disbelief. My eyes turned red like they were bleeding. Mom, you can insult me. But what Ruyan and I had was real. If what we had wasn't real, how could she make me her sole heir? You say Ruyan is still alive? Think about it. A big hospital like that. Can't they tell if someone is dead or alive? Manyun told me herself. She said Ruyan was brain dead. And her heart had stopped. What living person is like that? Du Xiaomin signaled Wang Manyun to speak, but Wang Manyun just kept her head down. Makes sense, honestly. If she admitted now that the death certificate was fake, her crime would be huge. Better to just let the mistake stand. The situation hit a standstill. Ji Boda tugged on Du Xiaomin's sleeve. Du Xiaomin stopped talking. She sighed. Ruyan, she really isn't dead. I'm Ruyan's boyfriend.
我是如烟的男朋友。
Back then, Ruyan and I broke up over a misunderstanding, and she married you out of spite. I got divorced this year. I came here with my kid to find Ruyan. Ruyan also realized she still loves me, so she wanted to fake her death to leave you. But who would have thought? You went ahead and cremated Ruyan. But don't blame Ruyan. She only did this because she didn't want to hurt you. She's a kind person. Now that Ruyan is gone, all we want is for you to accept this child. Let the child get the inheritance they deserve. I took a sip of water and mimicked Du Xiaomin's tone. Bullshit, Mom. I know you and Ruyan didn't have a good relationship. Ruyan didn't leave you a penny in her will before she died, so you brought this kid from who knows where to frame Ruyan. To try to get a piece of Ruyan's inheritance, right? Du Xiaomin was almost pissed off by me. But for the money, she held it together. Bullshit! Ruyan and I had a great relationship. This is Ruyan's child. I know for sure. I pulled out Liu Ruyan's will directly. Mom, why are you lying? If you and Ruyan were so close, why isn't your name even on this will? Why is all the inheritance going to me? Du Xiaomin was speechless. Ji Boda hesitated. After all, he couldn't just say, Liu Ruyan made a will for me just so I'd take on her debt. I glanced at the child standing behind Ji Boda and sneered to myself. I said, after playing the good wife for 3 years, why'd you suddenly stop pretending? Turns out your first love and his son are back. But to be honest, I wasn't upset. Since I've already died once, I said calmly, you say this kid is Ruyan's. Then show me the proof. Like a legally recognized paternity test or a birth certificate. Ji Boda and Du Xiaomin said in unison, there's no paternity test. Because the child was born at home, so there's no birth certificate either. But the child is definitely Ruyan's. Officer, do you see now? They knew my wife had been cremated, so they purposely brought a kid to my door to claim inheritance, and even made up that scary story about me cremating my wife. But everything they said contradicts itself. Du Xiaomin said anxiously, I can get a DNA test with the child to prove I'm the grandmother. Wouldn't that also prove the child is Ruyan's? The officer shook his head. That doesn't count. It only proves you and the child are related. but it doesn't prove your relationship with Liu Ruyan. Even if it could, it wouldn't